A lot of you likely have dreamed of being a cowboy once upon a time, but in Cowboy Life Simulator, you'll see that it's not always what it appears to be. You'll be a lonely cowboy who wants to have more adventure in his life and not just minding the family land. As a result, you'll need to start making big changes and going for broke if you wish to have a life of adventure. Saddle up some horses for the journey ahead, build places for you to live and stay in. Be wary of outlaws that might come around, and remember, the Wild West is a big place, and there are dangers everywhere. While it may not be the most thrilling of games at time, Heavy Cargo the Truck Simulator is indeed one that showcases the lives of the men and women who are essential for life, as they're the ones that bring the heaviest of cargo from one spot to the next so that people can use it for their jobs and businesses. You'll need to outfit your ride so that it can perfectly handle the cargo you need to haul. Then, you'll either go it alone or join a convoy toward the job. In Dissident Frostland Escape, you're going to have a very different kind of simulated experience. Because here, you're going to have to endure the life of being a prisoner at a camp that is not known for being the nicest around. You will have two main options to choose from in every run-through. You can either go and flee the complex and see how long you can survive, or stay in the camp and see how long you endure. Each choice will lead to an array of consequences, and whether you survive either is up to you and how well you handle things. The truth must come out about the camp though, and you're the only one who can do it. No, this isn't a joke, but it is kind of funny, because there is indeed a game coming out called Squirrel with a gun, and it's going to be pretty much what you're expecting in the weirdest and wildest of ways. Because in this game, you will indeed play as a squirrel with a gun. We're really not making this up. You'll be able to wield a variety of firearms as you go throughout a small town and do whatever it is the squirrel wants to do. You'll have to fight against agents who want to take you down, disarming them with perfectly placed shots. Use the guns you have to get to harder to reach places, and either talk with or rob the local people in order to get rewards. There are plenty of farming games out there for you to do should you want to partake in them. But with Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life, you'll get one that might honestly be one of the most fulfilling of the bunch. For example, in the game you'll inherit a farm from your father, and as a result, you'll need to tend to it, its crops, and its animals in order to make it blossom. Along the way, you'll get to know the people of the Forgotten Valley, and possibly meet your partner in life, of whom you'll not only grow old with, but get to have children with. Then your children will grow as you do, and your decisions will guide their life. Not every simulator game is meant to be crazy. Some are meant to give you an experience you might not have on your own, but could have some fun with, such as Car Wash Simulator. In this title, you will get to build your own car wash business, then have to run it to ensure that it goes smoothly and makes you money. Make sure operations go as they should, then build and expand so that you can be even more successful. Or, you can go the corrupt route and take deals to make extra cash. But the authorities will check you out if you do. This is one that could start your own career if you use it wisely. In PC Building Simulator 2, you'll get to go on the path of PC builder and repairman. You'll start off small, learning how to build and use the various parts to make the best PCs possible or fix them when they're broken. Then, you'll get to expand, start to make your own custom PCs that are better and more beautiful than the standard model. And to be clear, this isn't just a simulation, they're using real parts from real manufacturers to give it that authentic experience. So go forth and see what kind of cool PCs you can make in the game.
Time to wake up. We got customers waiting.
If you want to live life on the edge as you do things, then Nivalis is for you. This game takes place in a cyberpunk city that is anything but easy to live in. There are plenty of people who want to hurt you, and the city itself is falling apart. So, why not try and hit it big before everything hits the wall? You'll start out in one of 3 kinds of business types, and then build yourself up over time. All the while, explore the city and its nightlife, meeting all sorts of characters, and ensuring that if nothing else, your life ain't boring.
I'm not your conscience. This is a world to explore, to make stories. Your stories.
If we're being honest here, the last thing any of us want to be in is a catastrophe on something like a plane. Because despite how safe they are, it's easy for things to go from bad to worse if they're not prepared for what happens. That's where you come in with Flight Catastrophe. In this simulated disaster game, you'll be the person who both does their best to keep the plane safe, but prevents the catastrophe from getting out of hand. Mechanical failures, hostage situations, fires, and more will be thrown at you. Learn the plane from back to front, make the hard decisions to save the passengers and the crew, and get out alive.
During the day, I renovate homes, planning the layout.
If you want something less stressful, then Hometopia might be something you will enjoy. Because in this game, you will build a group of houses in 5 different neighborhoods. The best part is, you will have full control over every aspect of the houses you build. Make them big and striking or simple and homey, from the walls to the carpets to the furniture to the colors, etc.
Create the perfect home for just the right buyer. I take some real duds and turn them into stunners.
In Bloody Hell Hotel, you're a vampire who has awoken after a couple centuries of slumber, and as a result, you go and decide to build a hotel. No, really, you do. You're going to transform your former castle into a hotel, so get on it. The bad news is that you don't have a lot of resources at first. The good news is that underneath your home is a set of caves that you can farm and get resources from, as well as battle monsters. Once you have what you need, build your hotel from the literal ground up. Then, try and make it a great place to stay at. Or, just train all of your guests so that you get more power. Whatever works for you. The life of an artist is literally one of the hardest out there, because you will live and die by the art that you make. Passpartout 2 The Lost Artist showcases this, as the once famous artist has now been kicked onto the streets and must fight for the right to be called a successful artist once again. In the game, you'll go around a small town and work with the townspeople to do jobs, get money to buy more art supplies, and draw your heart out for pleasure and profit. You'll literally be drawing things yourself here, so be crafty, be artsy, and be famous by the time all is said and done.
You are a fighter, son. I can see it in you.
Not every simulation game is one where we tell you to not try this at home, because most of you wouldn't naturally or not have the ability to enact these activities. But with Thief Simulator 2, we very much tell you to not try this at home. Because as the game's name implies, you'll be a thief scouting a neighborhood for things to rob. You'll wait for night to fall and then hit your targets. Try and steal everything in sight to make a profit. But remember, you don't want to get caught. Fight or flee when your target returns home, and ensure you get away with your loot and not into the hands of the cops.
More, son. We are going to thrive soon.
We brought heat to our homes. We healed our sick. We fed.
Technically, this isn't so much a simulation game as a what-if scenario. Because if you were to find yourself in charge of humanity after a massive freezing has left humanity without heat except for one spot that you have to build a metropolis on, you might want some experience on how to handle that. And in Frostpunk 2, you'll need it. because this game will force you to not just build to help humanity survive, but you'll have key choices that you'll have to make to ensure that humanity lives to see another day. Will you do your best for the people, rule with an iron fist, have to fight off rebellions and coup attempts to get you out of power? You'll find out once you play.
We'll reap the rewards of tomorrow.
Years after they made their epic arrival in Kerbal's space program, you'll get the chance to help them reach the stars once again in Kerbal's space program too. The game is just like the first, but with some key advancements. You will indeed be building a new space program for the Kerbals, but you'll have new and advanced technologies to not just use, but strive for. We're talking new kinds of ships, space stations, interstellar travel, and so much more. So if you want to launch the Kerbals even farther than before, then prepare for Kerbal Space Program 2. We have come to the end of our video. I hope you like this list we prepared for you. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like the video. Bye for now, see you in our next video.